and welcome to a Greater You show here on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartStation. Gant, and I'm happy to be here with you today. And we're here at our Sunday show here. And thank you for taking the time to be here. I do appreciate you coming on, and hopefully you got your pens and paper ready so you can learn some things. And this show here is all about is a book club with a self-help class included in a um, coaching session, all wrapped into one thing with a powerful hour so that you can learn some things so you can become better. So before we do that, let me share some of the things that we have going on this Saturday, the 13th of April. We have the business showcase, 2:30 to 5:30, um, at the Lakeshore Hotel, 4900 South Lakeshore Drive. April 27th, we have the speaker showcase, 2:30 to 5:30, at Lakeshore Hotel, 4900 South Lakeshore Drive. With all the showcases, people know that I do a seminar in the beginning of the show. Excuse me, of the showcase. It is free to the public. Come on out. And many times I share my stage with three, four, five, six other people, so you can get exposed to some other people as well. They have to do presentations if you roll with me. However, I do a seminar. So on April 13th, I'll be doing a seminar on promoting your business. So come on out there, learn some strategies on how to promote your business. It'll be based offly on one of the books that I've written as well. Then April 27th, the speaker showcase. I'm gonna teach you how to be a paid professional speaker. So come on out there and learn those tips too. After that, I'm only teaching for about an hour. Then I let some other people showcase. May 4th is another business showcase. I'll be teaching probably some things on branding. That's May 4th, Saturday, 2:30 5:30. May 18th, Saturday, there'll be another author showcase. Same location, same time. I'll be teaching on publishing, book publishing. June 8th, Saturday, 2:30 5:30. Another business showcase. I'll be doing some things on how to transition from a job to a business. And June 22nd, Saturday, 2:30 5:30. Another author showcase. I'll be teaching on how to sell books. And so those are some things we have coming up. Also, just to let you know, I told you that we have a attachment to this series here to this show that we have an event that's going to be on May 5th. Well, that's been changed. It's going to be May 19th, 5 to 7, $20 to enter. We'll be doing things on how to become a better person, as well as if you want to be a VIP person, you can come on in there, and then that's $100. You get a $20 credit on any book in my library. Also, you can be able to choose a book out of my library as well. So that's two books you can purchase where you have. And thirdly, we have dinner. You'll be sitting down with me in a mastermind session after the actual work seminar is done. That's for May 19th on this particular book here and this particular topic. Let me see. So that's the only thing to change. We also have a independent book author conference we're scheduling, putting together. So we're putting together our fall schedule and our 2019 2020 schedule. So that's going to go on in September. And we're going to have a how to speak in public class going on in August. So I will let you know about that as well. So stay with me so you can be kept abreast of those things. So let me give you some of the information on some of our promotion partners. If you like women empowerment events, you want to get in contact with Erica Gilchrist. I'm telling you, she's a phenomenal lady. You might want to connect with her so that you can be a vendor or just be in the audience. And she will definitely connect you with some awesome people, not just in the Chicagoland area, but across the country. She's at info@unstoppablewoman.net. Her number 866-443-6769. That's 866-443-6769. Um, if you want to if you're in the Chicagoland area and looking for a good barber, you want to go to Brownsville Barber Salon, which is 122 East 35th Street, and you want to ask for Andre, and he's at 312-326-5555. Again, that's 312-326-5555. Uh, if you want to know something about your finances, you want to get with Lynn Ross, she can help you out. Her number is 773-680-2391. 773-680-2391. If you're looking for MC for your event, great MC Tracy James, she's at 708-269-6593, 708-269-6953. And if you're looking to get into the travel business or travel personally or with your significant other, or with your family or a long cruise. You can get contact Emmett Farmer at Surge 365. He's at 773-908-9425. 773-908-9425. If you're looking for a loan, you want to get in contact with Aubrey Locke. He's a senior loan consultant at Key Mortgage, 708-439-3632. 708-439-3632. If you're looking for some Shackley products and want to stay healthy, you want to call Deb Velaris. I just interviewed her, matter of fact, this past Monday, so you can look at that and get her information too. But she can contact her at 630-420-2119, 630-420-2119. If you're looking for a great accountant, you want to probably contact Carla Madison. She's at Madison Financial Solutions at 773-239-6100. 773-219-6100. A couple of weeks ago, I saw on my Great Entrepreneur Show, I interviewed a Paige Dest, D-E-S-T, and you might want to, she's one of the promotion advertisers on the show as well, and you want to get in contact with her so that she can actually help you with emotional intelligence. Great lady to get in contact with. Another lady, I'll be interviewing her in about another month or so. Her name is Marla J. Alberti. She's a coach for work life harmony. So if you're a woman, she has a lot of women conferences. Very awesome lady. So you might want to get into contact with her as well. So she's good too. So I did a lot of that. After you all know, I always try to promote people and promote my partners with me as well, so that they can actually if you want me to promote you on this show or any of my shows, definitely you can let me know. One of the shows that we look for on Mondays, Great Entrepreneur Show, I'll be interviewing another great entrepreneur. And also on Thursday, Great Author Show, I'll be interviewing another great author. So look for that. Oh, last one. If you're looking to publish a book, you want to contact BW Publishing, Benny Williams, and he's at 708-746-4688. 708-746-4688. So I did a lot of that. So I promoted the people there and let you all know about the events. So that's good. So let's get into what we're talking about. Obviously, this is the Sunday show, a greater you show, and I have a responsibility to do my best to help you become a greater person. So this is what we're done learning every month. Again, it's a book club. I mean, every week is a book club, self-help class, and a coaching session, all wrapped in one. Why is it a book club? Because we're talking about a certain book of the month. This month is Becoming a Better Me. You can purchase that book out of the library. I'm sorry, one of our sponsors, unknowngreatness.com. So you can go there and purchase this book and other books from other authors as well. Another one of our sponsors is Love to Learn Center. They handle all our workshops and classes. And then another sponsor is Helping People Win. They handle all our seminars and showcases that we do as well. So those are just some of the sponsors. So you can get this book, Becoming a Better Me. And last week I kind of touched on a couple of things. And this week I'm going to touch on a little bit more. And what I'm going to touch on today, I did kind of go do a little brief for some things in lesson one and lesson two. So hopefully I can help you out with some things. So last week I kind of went into how to become a better person, that you need to actually start looking at the fact that you have to make it personal, right? Because a lot of times people say that it doesn't take all that, you don't have to become a better person. And usually people that tell you that don't become a better person, that usually a lot of those people are selfish people. See, selfish people will always try to tell you that it's not a good idea to become a better person, but it's never selfish to become a better person. It's always a great idea to become a better person, and it's never selfish. Again, what's selfish is not becoming a better person, because then now you kind of wrapped up in yourself and you think it's everything all the time is all about you. And that's not the case. However, in order to become a better person, you must realize it's about you becoming a better person. It's not about mom, dad, sister, brother, son, daughter, husband, wife, best friend, co-worker, the tall people, short people, none of that. It's about you first. So you must understand that that's what it starts. That's where it stays. Now, this is why this is important, because becoming a better person is the cornerstone for you to be able to live a better life. If you don't understand that it's the cornerstone for you living a better life, then you'll find yourself in a lot of trouble, because what may end up happening is that you may not take the time to become a better person, and you're going to look outside of yourself a lot, trying to find this something better for you. So let's talk about a cornerstone for just a moment. If I'm not a masonry builder, but I know a couple of things about it just from research and study. But a cornerstone for a masonry builder building a masonry building You can we use the short term brick. He has a corner. He or she has a cornerstone, and this cornerstone sets this whole building up. It's usually the largest stone. It tells the direction of the stone, the height of the stone, how this particular building will be built based on the cornerstone. Well, see, in order for you to build a better life, it's going to be based on and predicated on the fact that you becoming a better person. If you don't become a better person, that's the cornerstone, then everything else is really not going to stand on anything. So the cornerstone, a lot of times, is considered the foundational stone. Well, the foundation to your living a better life is you becoming a better person. Unfortunately, a lot of people want to live a better life. Then after they live a better life, I become a better person after that. That's just not how it works in the real world. In the real world, in order to build a better life, you must first build a better you. Building a better you puts you in position to make sure you can build a better life. And if you don't understand that, you'll always be out there trying to find something outside of yourself to build a better person. And you probably never find it, not because you're a bad person, it's because you don't realize that it all starts with you. It starts and ends with you becoming a better person. Now, understanding that, that's why you have to make it personal. Once you make it personal, or consider to make it personal, now that means you're making it a priority. That means it's high up on the list. It's like number one, number two, right? It's up there, right? Because you're trying to make it a priority to be a better you. Now, because what happens a lot of times, people say, I want to become a better you because they want to get a better job or they want to get a better spouse or mate or whatever, right? So they'll do this stuff short term. Well, see, if you're doing it out for those same reasons, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it actually for other people. You're doing it for something else other than you. Well, if that's the case, then chances are you're not going to probably get better and you're not going to keep working on yourself. Because if you don't get the job, you're going to say, why work on myself? Or even if you get the job, you're going to think, I've done enough. I got what I wanted. Instead of looking at it as you must become a better person. So knowing those things is something that you must do all the time. Now, with making it a priority, that also means that you have made it a necessity for you. It's necessary for you to become a better person because it's the cornerstone of everything else. See, a lot of times people, and I'm going to step into chapter 2 here. Some A lot of times people think that becoming a better person is based on the things they have, the titles they have, the professions they do, and those things are important. I guess there's nothing wrong with getting accomplishments. There's nothing wrong with getting those things. But see, what happens is when you don't make becoming a better person personal, then you start saying my car is more valuable and uh, is better than me. It validates that I'm a better person because of the car I have, or the people I know, or the political party I'm with, or the church I go to. You start saying all that stuff outside of you is why you are better, which is really not the case. Your car is not more valuable or more important than you. So, in order to become a better person, one of the first things you must realize is that you are an important person. See, here's what hurts us a lot of times. When you don't think that you are an important person, then you won't work on becoming a better person. Any person you see that work on becoming a better person as a way of life, think they're an important person. Now, here's the reality. You're not going to be important to everybody on the planet. That's okay. But you must become important to you all the time. You won't become important to everyone all the time, but you must become important to you all the time. And see, and until you get to that place, it's when you're going to start working on becoming a better person. If you never get to that place, I'm telling you, working on becoming a better person be like hit and miss. You might do it this week, but you might not. You might do it this month, then you might not. You might do it this year, but then you might not. Why? Because you haven't looked at yourself that I'm an important person. So this is why people think, oh, I'm important. See the title I have? I got a PhD, MD, JD, or I'm the president of so and so. That's why I'm important. No, you're important because you're a person. But if you don't work on yourself, you start thinking those degrees, you start thinking those titles, you start thinking your car, you start thinking your house, who you know, the clothing brand you have on. You start thinking those things are more important than you. And that's not the case. Here's the reality. Your house can't move and can't do nothing without you. You make the house more important. The house don't make you more important. You make the car more important. The car doesn't make you more important. You make the clothing brand more important. The clothing brand doesn't make you more important. But see, if you don't think you're an important person, you would think that you are only important because of the fact that you're wearing these type of clothes. Now, I'm not telling you not to wear certain type of clothes or buy certain type of cars or live in certain type of neighborhoods. That's not what I'm saying here. Live where you want to live. Wear what you want to wear. Drive what you want to drive. All that's cool. However, don't make that more important than you. Don't make it, because if you don't have the car, what happens? You don't think that you're important now because you don't have this made car, or you can't wear this type of brand, or you don't live in this neighborhood. No, you're bigger than that. Because here's the reality: before you had the car, you had you. Before you had the house, you had you. Before you put on the name brand clothing, you had you. Now, if you had you before you got those things, that means that you must be more important than those things because you had you before you got those things. But if you don't look at you as an important person, you won't see it that way. You'll say, man, I'm a no good. I'm no good. I'm a nobody. But once I get those pair of jeans on, I'm a somebody. Or once I get a car like that, I'm a somebody. No, you're a somebody already. But the thing is, if you don't know that you're an important person, you're gonna be a nobody to yourself. And you can't walk around with yourself all day, every week, every month, every year, and think that you're a nobody to yourself. Because if you think you're a nobody to yourself, you're not gonna look at yourself as an important person. So one of the things must look at is that I am important. Why am I important? Because I'm a person. That's how you look at it. You are important. Why are you important? Because you're a person. See, because if you don't look at it, you're gonna start letting these titles, these things, and professions think put you in a position that they're more important than you. So some people think their political parties and what make them valuable. Some people think because their religious beliefs, that's what make them important. They think because of who they know, who they took a picture with, or who they went to school with. They think all those things make them an important person. So if you didn't go to school with that person, I guess you're not important. So if you didn't take a picture with that celebrity, I guess you're not important now. And that's not true. You just as important as a celebrity. You just as important as an athlete. You just as important as a political person. You just as important as anybody else. I mean, they put their pants on the same way you put your pants on, right? They have to get up in the morning just like you do. Everything they do, you have to do. So you just as important as anybody else, and you should be more important to anybody. I mean, you should be more important to yourself than anybody else. Because if you're not more important than yourself, you don't really benefit anybody else in your life. Now, again, this is not selfishness. This is not vanity. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if you don't think that you're important, then you don't benefit yourself. And how you gonna benefit your husband or wife or your significant other? How you gonna benefit your son or daughter or your parent or your mother or father or your best friend if you don't become a better person? If you only time you think that you better is because you got a title. So if we take your title away, you say, I guess I'm nobody, I'm no good. And this is what happened to people. They lose their job, they lose something, then they say, I'm nobody now. Because see, they at the job, they were the supervisor, they were the manager, they were whatever, right? Well, now that that's taken away, or they retire, or the company leave, and I've done this because I'm a coach, right? That's one of the things I do. And people will tell me, man, I don't know what to do in my life. I can't find myself. I don't know who I am. They thought who they was that title. They thought who it was when somebody take the car back from them, or the spouse and the husband and wife get divorced. They thought they were just a wife. They thought they were just a husband. They thought they were the title. They never thought they were a person. They thought that they became important because they got a title. Oh, I got a ring. Oh, okay, I'm important now. Oh, weren't you important before that? In their own mind, they don't think so. Now, wait a minute. How are you benefiting people if you don't think you're important unless you get a ring? You don't think you're important unless you have a baby. You don't think you're important unless somebody take your last name. You don't think you're important unless those things happen. See, that means that you haven't worked on yourself. And that means you need to work on yourself so you can start benefiting yourself and so you can start benefiting other people as well. When you do that, then now you become more of an asset to yourself and you become an asset to everybody that you come in contact with. And if you don't do that, then you will never become an asset to other people and you won't become an asset to yourself. So those are some things you have to understand, that you can't put these titles in front of you. See, the reality is, just say for instance, you got a name brand clothing. Here's the truth of the matter is, if you got name brand clothing, you can have them right on your bed right now. They can't move unless you put them on. If you never put them on, they can't leave your house. However, if you once you put them on, you make them more important. They don't make you more important because they can't do anything without you. Your car can't move without you unless you get in there and start driving it around. Otherwise, it can't do anything for you. So if you want to call in, I'm sorry, 708-223-8953, 708-223-8953. So let's go to another session, right? See, when you put these titles and things and everything ahead of yourself, or looking at yourself as being more important than you, then what happens is you start treating yourself wrong. That's, see, it's a right way to do you and it's a wrong way to do you. A right way to do you Right way to do you is know that you're an important person and you work on becoming a better person. A wrong way to do you is to think that something outside of yourself is bigger and more important than you. To think that your car and things and titles and all that, think a grade on a test is more important than you. To think that a title or a PhD and all this stuff, MD or whatever title you have, thinking that that's more important than you. So here's the truth of the matter is, I'm a PhD, right? But I was a person before I was a PhD. I was still Anthony Gant before I was a PhD. I was Anthony Gant before I wrote books. See, I had to learn this myself. That's why I'm sharing it with you. Because if you don't think that you anything before you get titles, those titles aren't bigger than me. I'm bigger than them. I make PhD look good. PhD don't make me look good, right? PhD is not important to me. Yeah, I wrote books, but the books I make them look good because I wrote them. They don't make me more valuable, less valuable because of them. I wrote to share. Well, same thing with you. You may be the supervisor at your job, but you make the title supervisor look big and better. The term supervisor shouldn't make you bigger and better. That just shows you that you make it look like something. You may be a school teacher. You may be whatever, right? You may be a parent. See, this is what people miss, right? They think because I have a title, I'm better, right? I'm important because I have the title. I know a whole lot of people that made babies, and they're not better people just because they made babies, but they got this title called parent, right? I know a lot of people married. That's because they got a title called husband and wife. That don't mean they became better people. And say, this is what people do. I want to become better. I'm gonna get married. Wait, shouldn't you be better already? And then you bring that better person to the marriage. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try to get a promotion on this job so I can be better, get my stuff together. Shouldn't you get your stuff together first, and then you make that better? But see, we got this warped perception, thinking that we're gonna get something first, and that's gonna make us better outside of ourselves. Because a lot of us, unfortunately, have been raised and trained that way, always thinking that something outside of ourselves is more valuable than the person that we are to ourselves. And this is usually what leads us down the wrong path, put us in wrong relationships, and put us around wrong people, put us around wrong situations, and then it have us treat ourselves wrong and never treat ourselves right. So you want to be good at treating yourself right. So if you don't treat yourself right, here's what happens, right? You become a abuser to yourself. You become a self abuser, as I call it. You become your own personal criminal or thief because you're stealing from yourself. For example, here's a story, right? It was this guy. He got, his apartment was vandalized and he got robbed. So he called the police, went down to the police station and said, I want to report, someone broke into my house and stolen all this stuff out of my apartment and everything. So he's describing everything that was stolen. The police is writing it down and everything. And then after they got done, the guy said, and I can describe the thief to you. Man, the police officer was like, man, that's what I'm talking about. Man, we can hopefully you tell us who the thief is. We can go find this person, right? So he got the artist, the police artist, say, hey, come and listen to this guy. He's about to describe what the thief looked like. So he described this person to him. The artist drew it down just like he heard the guy speaking to him. And then after the artist got done, the police officers and everything, they looking at the photo of the drawing and everything. They all looking kind of perturbed, looking kind of like, confused. So one of the police officers said, man, do you have any brothers? The guy said, no, I don't have any brothers. He said, okay. The other police officer said, hey, do you have any sisters? And he said, no, I don't have any sisters. So they turned the photo or the drawing to him and said, man, the man you described looked just like you. This person you said that's stolen from you look exactly like yourself. And he said, what you did was stolen from yourself and then you reported the crime. See, that's what a lot of people do. I know the story sounds a little facetious and everything, a little elementary, but this is the point I want to make. That, see, a lot of people steal from themselves because they don't want to become better selves. They don't want to become better people, so they steal from themselves because they think their car is better than them. They think their degree is better than them. They think that all those things are better than them. So they steal from themselves every day of the week. And they walk around through life for 5, 10, 15, 20 years being their own self-robbers. Now, see, if somebody have actually robbed somebody, they can get apprehended because they're a criminal, right? You can throw them in jail, right? Those are the consequences. But see, when you don't work on yourself, there's not a jail we can throw in. We can't write you a ticket. We can't give you a sentence of 5 years in jail because you didn't work on yourself. So you can walk around life for your whole life and not work on you. And it's not a crime. But see, that's why you got to make it personal, that it's a crime to yourself if you don't become a better self. See, that's why I have to be personal. That's why I have to be a priority. If I don't work on becoming a better self, I'm committing a crime against myself. Same with you. If you don't work on becoming a better self and you waiting on somebody else to work on you for you, you committing a crime against you. You can't afford to commit crimes against yourself because then you put yourself in a bad situation and put yourself in a bad circumstances most of the time. Why? Because you're committing a crime against yourself. And if you thought you were an important person, would you put yourself in a crime? Probably not. But if you don't think you're an important person, guess what you'll do? You'll put yourself in a crime all the time. So you have to realize that I'm not a self abuser. I don't abuse myself. That's the thing that you have to tell yourself. I don't abuse myself, and me working on myself will make sure that doesn't happen. Now, here's something else for you. Now, a lot of times I say that people need self help skills, right? A lot of times you may hear the term life skills. And life skills is not something you were born with. You were born to have a life, but you wasn't born to have life skills. Somebody had to teach you life skills in order for you to have them. In other words, you need to learn how to have life skills or self-help skills in order for you to do them. Now, see, a lot of people, all they have are hoping skills. They hope something good happen. I hope something good happen. Listen, if all it took was hope, then all of us would be great, right? All of us wouldn't have to do any work to get greater. Why? Because the fact that all we're doing is hoping. Well, hoping skills is good. It's good to have hope. But if you don't get any self-help skills, your hoping skills won't be long before your hope may disappear and you become looking at life as you hopeless on getting better. So you have to get some self-help skills. See, and this is what now self-help skills is nothing more than self-help, right? Self-help has been taught for thousands of years, right? By thousands of people. People have written many books on it for years. I've written books on it, right? So it's not like self-help is a topic or category that hasn't been heard about or heard from by people. People have heard that. However, if you don't work on yourself, you can't become a better self. So when people say I'm doing the work, what does that mean? I'm doing the work, right? Again, some people may say, "Well, I'm positive. I'm thinking positive. I left him and her alone. I moved out of that city or that neighborhood or that state." They think that they are doing working on themselves by doing that. Those things are cool. It's cool that you left him or her alone if they were damaging your life. That's cool. That's cool. You left that job alone if it was damaging your life, or that neighborhood, or that city, or that state. However, what does that have to do with self work though? Because self work, all you did was move and leave somebody alone. You didn't do any. What's the self work or the self help skills you use that you have to keep using so that you can become a better self? And the truth of the matter is, most people couldn't tell you what their self help skills are. Again, they may go to hope. I'm hoping that things get better and good. Hoping skills are good, but coping skills are better. Because here's the reality: you, I, everybody on the planet, right? We all have to cope with our lives. And if you don't have coping skills, because you're gonna find something to cope with your life. Some of us find alcohol, some of us find drugs, some of us find food, some of us find all type of stuff, right? To try to cope with our lives. But see, some of this stuff is not good for you. See, because if you using something to try to cope with your life that's detrimental to your life, trust me, it won't get better in tomorrow if you're using it today. You're gonna get better at doing it, but don't mean that it's doing better for you to help you become a better person. Excuse me. So you have to understand that you have to actually work on what self-help skills are. Now, what I'm going to do over the next few weeks, obviously, I won't be able to talk about all the self-help skills that's in this book because I only got 4 weeks to do this thing, right? But it's 12 self-help skills I have outlined in the book. I'm going to go over several of the self-help skills as we proceed throughout this month, right? And then if you see me next month, then obviously you'll be live, and then you get this $20 credit and all that. If you want to purchase the book, then you can. I highly recommend that you purchase the book now. Now, a lot of you out there, you all know that have my book. You kind of know already. So just to help some people out, let me just let you know some of the table of contents because I'm not going to be able to go to the entire book over this entire month. So again, lesson one is about you. Lesson two, yourself. Lesson three, value yourself. Lesson four, appraise yourself. Lesson five, invest in yourself. Lesson six, do it yourself. Lesson seven, face yourself. Lesson eight, deal with yourself. Lesson nine, purge yourself. Lesson 10, cultivate yourself. Lesson 11, revive yourself. Lesson 12, maintain yourself. Lesson 13, increase yourself. Lesson 14, find your kind of self. Now, those are the chapters or lessons in this book, right? Again, I'm not going to be able to go over all the self-help skills, but I'm going to go over as many as I can during this month of April that we're on this show. So when you understand that you need some self-help skills, and one of the first self-help skills that will help you is a self-help skill called self-worth. See, a lot of times people don't have self-worth because they don't value themselves. But it's kind of hard to value a person that you don't think is important. And so that means that if you value yourself, how you gonna make something you don't think important valuable? Because you don't think if you don't think you value and you don't think you're important, why would you work on something that you don't think is valuable? That's why it's important that you become make it personal, right? So these are self-help. This is a self-help skill that you need to have. Because if you understand self-help skills, right, and that you need to use them all the time. And why? Because you need to cope with your life. See, because here's the reality. I don't care how good it looks on television. You may look at me and people say, man, you do a whole lot of things. I have my challenges in life just like you have yours. Every day, every week, every month, every year, just like you had to deal with things, I got to deal with things. I got to deal with my challenges, not just business and all that. I got personal things I got to deal with every day, just like you. So I got to cope with my life just like you had to cope with your life. So that's why I know these coping skills work and you have to use them all the time, right? And that you have to develop coping skills so you can get better with them. But you got to be sold on fact. You got to take the possession of the idea as a fact that I'm going to become a better person and be better and live that way. That's going to be a lifestyle. Like I shared with you last week, one of the best decisions you're going to make in your life is working on becoming a better person. Or you'll make a whole lot of good decisions, right? But I know one thing, if you work on becoming a better person, that is never a bad decision to make. Never. And while you do the work on becoming a better person, that action and that activity is never a bad thing for you to do. Now, see, if you actually knew that, if someone told you that at 5, 10, 15, 20 years old, where would you be today? What things would you have avoided? What bad habits would you have probably avoided and not picked up? Because you're going to find a way to cope with your life. Regardless of what you're going to do, you're going to find your way. But again, is the way that you coping with your life a better way to help you become a better person? And here's the reality. It's a harsh reality, that a lot of the things we do to cope with our lives are destroying us. It's destroying our lives. We know it's destroying our lives. It's been destroying our lives for 5, 10, 15 years. But see, that's the only thing I know how to cope with my life. That's why I need self-help skills. That's why I got to realize that I'm important. That's how I have to realize I'm valuable. Here's why you need to realize the same thing. Because in order to become valuable, again, first you need to know that you're important, right? Well, value is a lot of times for a lot of people equated with money. This is why they get caught up in titles and things and all that cars and name brands because they think that my value is in the money I have. And if I don't have money, this thing costs me a lot of money. So that means I must be valuable because this thing I have costs me a lot of money. That's why a person can say, look how much this cost me. These shoes cost me this much money. This outfit cost me this much money. This house cost me this much money. What they're saying is that, see, that's how valuable I am. You see how much that cost me? Excuse me. So, which is not the case, right? Just because it costs you a lot of money don't mean you valuable. It just means it costs you a lot of money. And that doesn't validate that you are valuable because it costs you a lot of money. However, when I don't work on myself, that's the type of stuff we're going to do, right? So when you realize that you are a valuable person, and then see, if you don't realize you have self-worth, it won't be long that you're going to think that you're worth less. You're gonna think your value as a person is less worth, less worth, less worth. I know I'm saying that backwards, but really what you're gonna think yourself of, I'm worthless, worthless, worthless. You show me a person that look at themselves as worthless, I show you a person that don't think they're valuable. You show me a person that I don't think that don't think that they're valuable, I show you a person that don't think they're important. You show me a person that don't think they're important, I show you a person that don't work on themselves to become better. It all falls in line. You show me a person that work on themselves becoming better, I show you a person that think they're important. You show me a person that think they're important, I show you a person that think they're valuable. You show me a person that think they're valuable, I show you a person that think they're worth something. See, either you're gonna feel that you're worth less or you're gonna think that you're worth more. One or two things are gonna happen. And then if you don't think that you're worth more, trust me, you're gonna think that you're worth less because the reality is you are either getting better or worse every day of your life. You are not standing still. I know you think you are. You don't even look like your baby picture, right? So don't think that I'm still look the same. No, you don't. You think you look the same because either you looking better or you looking worse. I mean, either you say, man, you look better now than you did 10 years ago, or just, man, you look worse now than you did 10 days ago, right? Because you got to work on yourself as a person so you can become a better person over a long period of time. So one thing that you're going to need as you work on yourself, one thing that I highly recommend is that you get a journal. Now, after I created a journal, and people do purchase the journal that that do want it. But you can get any journal. You don't have to purchase it from me. You purchase from anybody, right? You need to get you a journal. And why do you need to get you a journal? Because a journal is one of the best tools to use so that you can measure your personal growth. You don't even know if you're growing or not. It's like, I'm a father of two wonderful people. At least I think they're wonderful. People may not think they well. I think they're wonderful. I love my children, so I think they're pretty good people. However, when people didn't see them for a while, I've seen them every day. But when people didn't see them for a while, they say, "Ooh, he has grown. She has grown." Now, to me, I know they got bigger, right, from the time they were babies and all that stuff, but I don't really remember them growing. Maybe, this year I buy them more clothes and say, oh man, that boy got taller, that girl got taller, right? So I know that, but I don't know anything else by that because they don't look like they're growing every day, right? Well, in life, you don't need to know if you're growing. You don't know if you're growing or not if you don't have something to measure your growth. This is why using a journal is so important because then you can see where you are. Now, a journal is not a diary, okay? It's not that at 2 o'clock I did this, at 2:13 I did this, and 3:30. No, that's not. That's a journal. That's a diary. That's just accounting your day in a day. A journal, when you get good ideas, to show you where you've grown, some places where you are today. You're at a better place a month from now, a year from now, but it's showing you how you grown. What you thought was important last year, you look in your journal and say, "Wow, that's not as important this year as it was last year." But last year was important. But see, in your journal, you can see you're measuring your growth. Are you getting better in this area? Are you still in the same type of situations over and over again? And when you don't use a journal, you put yourself in a situation where you don't have anything to go back and read and then say, "Oh, okay, this is what happened last time this happened to me." So that's something that I highly recommend that you get a journal, and a journal will help you with your life in a whole lot of different areas. So let's go over this thing, right? Because I talked all this stuff about value so far, and I'll touch on it a little bit more, right? But in value, in order to use the self help skill of self worth, which I think now with the self help skill, let me make this disclaimer: there's really not any hierarchy that I have them in the book. Like this one is not more important than that one. They all are important. There's 12 of them. You practice one of them every month, you get better at them, and then the whole year you can cover them all, right? However, you try to practice one a day every 12 days, you can practice one of the 12 self help skills. However, let's look at this. I think this one is number one for me is because self-worth, right? I think if you don't think that you are worth a lot, then you won't do a lot to improve, as far as to be worth a lot as a person to yourself. So a lot of times people say, well, I matter because I'm a man. I matter because I'm a woman. I matter because I'm tall, short, because I'm black, white, Asian, Arab or whatever, right? Hispanic. They matter. They think they matter because of those things, right? Be those things, but that's not really the reason why you matter, right? However, people say, I matter because I drive this type of car. I matter because I got a degree from this college. I matter because both my parents were at home. I matter because my parent was this. I matter because I got $5 in the bank. They come up with all these different things of why they say they matter, and that's cool. But those things doesn't validate that you matter. They're just the things you have. So let's break it down like this. In science, they said matter is anything that take up space. So that's what science says now. I know they taught me that in the science class when I was in high school. I probably wouldn't pay a lot of attention to it. I just kind of learned as I became an adult, right? However, in science, that's what they say. Matter is anything that take up space. So here's the question then. If matter is anything that takes up space, the question we need to ask you, do you take up space? Now, we know the answer is obvious. Yes. Well, if you take up space, that means you matter. Now, wait, it doesn't mean you matter because of the car you have. It doesn't mean you matter because of the people you know. It doesn't mean it matter because of the degree you have, or it doesn't mean you matter because of all those other things. It means you matter because you take up space. Now, here's the reality. How long have you been taking up space? You said, well, as long as I've been on the planet. That's true. Here's something even for you. If you look at any pregnant woman, the reason why her belly or stomach gets bigger is because somebody in there is taking up space. Oh, excuse me. And here's the reality. You've been taking up space since you've been conceived in the womb. You've been and you don't believe me? Just look at any pregnant woman. Her stomach gets bigger because somebody in there is taking up space. So that means you've been mattering before you got out here. See, before you came out the womb, you already mattered. So if you mattered already and you take up space today, now don't get me wrong, some people take up more space than others. That's true. But we're not saying how much space you take up decides or define whether or not you matter. The fact is you take up space. Since you take up space, You matter. Now, your job is to make the space better, right? Because you're a better person. But if you don't realize you matter already, then now you have to try to use your color and say, that validates that I matter. No, you matter already. No, well, you don't understand. I got a degree from this college. That validates that I matter. No, no, you matter before that. No, you don't understand. I matter because I'm married to this person. No, you already mattered before that. And see, and once you understand that I take up space, now keep this in mind, you don't matter to everybody. Everybody won't treat you like you matter. So let's not get fooled by this. I'm not naive. I understand what's going on, right? So that don't mean that you matter to everybody. That does not mean that you're important to everybody. But wait a minute, you gotta matter to yourself. And here's why. Everywhere you go, you gotta take you with you. You can't leave you at home and go to work. You can't leave you at church and go home. You can't do none of that stuff. You got that mean everywhere you go, you take you with you. That means that you matter everywhere you go. You matter on Sunday and you matter on Wednesday. You matter at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning, and you matter at Friday, and you matter Friday at 9 o'clock in the evening. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It doesn't matter what month it is. As long as you on the planet, you matter. Why? Because you take up space. If you don't get that, then you won't think that you're valuable. You won't think that you're worth something. Now people will come into your life because that means you good at abusing yourself. So that means people come into your life and then they start abusing you. Why? Because you abuse yourself. So why can't they abuse you? That's how they look at it. Because they other people abusers. You cannot open the door and start abusing yourself and open the door and think it's okay so other people can start abusing you too. You have to look at that you matter. Again, now, you won't matter to everybody, but you must matter to yourself. If you never get to that place, you're gonna find that you're in a world of trouble because you haven't gotten to that place. So that means that if you matter to yourself, eventually you're gonna think that you're priceless to yourself. See, a lot of us don't think we priceless people. But you know why we don't think we priceless people? Because we don't think we matter. And the reason why we don't think we matter because we don't think we valuable. So now our self-worth is down the drain. So now we don't think we're worth much. So now we get around people that because we're gonna find our kind of selves, right? We're gonna find our kind. So I'm gonna find if a person think that they're worthless, they go find them some other people that think they worthless. Because you're gonna find your kind. That's just the way it is. Now, if you think you worth more, you're gonna find other people that feel they worth more, right? That now you're gonna be choosing and picking people, and they're gonna be choosing picking you because of how you value yourself. If you don't think you're worth a lot, don't worry about it. You won't think the car you drive or you're gonna think those things will make you worth something. I know a whole lot of people that have a lot of issues with themselves, but they drive some nice cars, man. Ooh, they drive some nice cars. They live in some nice houses. Ooh, they wear some nice clothes, man. But they value in themselves, they self-worth, man, don't even come close to what it costs them for the clothes they wear. Because they don't think that they're valuable people. This show is, again, I told you, it's a book club, right? That's why you gotta get the book. It's also and I'm kind of tapping into chapter 3 with self-worth. But that's why you have to realize this is a coaching session, right? And it's also a self-help class. You must get better. You must get better. If you don't get better, you are getting worse. Now, let's say, for instance, you are a parent and you're getting worse. You know you're not doing any good for your children, right? You know that, right? Just say, for instance, you're a spouse and you're getting worse. Worse. You know you're not doing anything good for your spouse, right? Just say, for instance, you're not working on yourself, and you say, I belong to this church, and you're not getting better. You know you're not doing anything good for that church, right? You said, well, I work at this company, and this is what I do. I'm the boss, and you're not working on yourself getting better. You know you're not really doing anything good for that company, right? See, this is why we go to certain companies and everything. Say, boy, that lady was so mean, or that man was so mean at the counter or the register or over the phone. See, when you don't get better, you can't act better. That means because you got to take your nasty butt all the way everywhere you go, right? You got a nasty attitude over here, you got to take it over there. I don't know why people think they can push a button and change. That's not how I go. Because everywhere you go, you take you with you. You might change your clothes in an instant, but you can't change your personality in no instant because you're gonna take your person everywhere you go. So that means you have to work on becoming better all the time, every day, every week, every month, every year. And then when you die, then you don't have to do this anymore. But as long as you're on the planet, you should want to do this all the time because you become more valuable when you work on becoming a better person. So that means you become a priceless person. What am I to produce? What, 2 minutes? 5 minutes. Okay. So become a priceless person. Here's what that is. Insurance companies, like if I said, hey, I give you $50,000 for give me your arm. You said, man, I'm not giving you my arm for $50,000. Okay, how about for one of your toes, I give you $1,000. No, man, you're not getting none of my body part. Hey, give me your eyes for 100,000. You said no, man. It's enough amount of money to take my arms and legs and all those things. Now, as a matter of fact, insurance companies pay people a lot of money when they lose limbs and body parts and things of that nature, right? And see, now here's the point I'm trying to make. The insurance companies can't really pay you what an arm is worth because an arm is priceless. Eyes are priceless, right? Your body part, you are priceless, right? But they try to give you some money just to kind of, you know, try to equate it to some degree. So here's the reality. You must look at yourself as a priceless person. Now, if you think your arm is priceless, what about your person in the inside? You think your eyes priceless. What about your person in the inside? If you now some people gonna get mad at you for walking around like a priceless person because these selfish people don't want you to walk around as a valuable person. Selfish people don't want you to look at yourself as a priceless individual. Selfish people don't want you to become worth more. That's what selfish people don't want you to look at yourself as important. So now, if you got those type of people in your circle, or if you're that type of person, you need to get better so you won't think that way. And then so you need to get better so you won't live that way. If you don't get better and think better, then you can't be better, and then your life won't get any better either. See, because here's the reality: if you don't value yourself, if you don't think you're priceless, if you don't think you matter, then it won't be enough items you can buy to make you feel valuable. It won't be enough titles that you can get to make you feel valuable. You'll always be out there trying to get more of them, more of them, more of them to validate yourself. You'll be out there, you try to get on social media and try to get more and more likes to make you feel like a valuable person. You try to be on there all the time to make you think that you're valuable. You need more and more likes, right? You say that you're looking for a husband or a wife or a man or a woman, and then it's not that you're looking for that. You're looking for more. You're looking for 100 likes. You're not looking for one person to tell you 100 times they like you. So those are two different things. See, you're not looking for that. You're not looking for a conversation from one person. You're looking for a conversation for a lot of people, so it can validate yourself because you don't think you're worth a lot already. You don't think you matter enough already. You don't think you're priceless enough already. So now we got to go through all these outside stimulus, try to make ourselves quote unquote feel good, feel special, feel important. And then all we have to do is take the time and look at ourselves to work on becoming better. So I talked about a whole lot. My time is running a little bit short. And so we talked about, it's about you. We talked about as well that you're more important than titles, things, and all that stuff, right? Because you got to start with yourself. And then, second, lastly, we talked about self-help skills. And one of the self-help skills we got into today was self-worth. You got to value yourself. You got to be able to cope with yourself. See, life skills will help you cope with your life better. Self-help skills will help you cope with yourself better. You need to cope with yourself better. Why? Because you can't leave you somewhere and go somewhere else. If you can't cope with yourself better, how you gonna cope with your life better? So you need to work hard on coping with yourself better so you can become a better self. Because if you don't want to be around you and you don't want to cope with yourself, it's really ridiculous to ask somebody else to cope with somebody that you won't even cope with. It's ridiculous to ask somebody to deal with somebody that you don't even want to deal with. You running from yourself, and then you think people supposed to run with to you? No, they're gonna run away from you just like you run away from you. That's why you got to become better. So let me give you some events that's coming up just to validate it. It's been a wonderful session for me. I'm glad I came. So here's something for you. Right, April 13th, 2019, Saturday, 2:30 5:30 business showcase. I'll be doing a seminar on business promoting. Come on out there, bring your pens, paper, free to the public. April 27th. Excuse me. April 27th, 2019, Saturday, 2:30 5:30. That'll be a speaker showcase, and I'll be doing a seminar on how to be a paid professional speaker. So if you want to learn how to be a paid speaker, come on out there. I'll teach you some things. May 4th, 2019, another business showcase. I'll be doing some things on branding. May 18th, another author showcase. I'll be teaching you on how to publish your own book. And June 8th, business showcase. I'll be teaching on some things on transition from a job to a business. And June 22nd, author showcase. I'll be teaching on how to sell more books and how to do that systematically. Again, but make sure you visit some of our promotion partners. If you want to be interviewed on the show or one of my other shows on Mondays and Thursdays, thinking my Monday show, Great Entrepreneurs, comes on at 6 o'clock here at IntellectualRadio.com. Matter of fact, since you're looking at me now, even if you're looking at me on social media, go to IntellectualRadio.com, hit the subscribe button. There's 40, 50 shows here weekly, so you'll be updated every time a show is on, right? All the shows are not like mine, and I'm not like everybody else, right? But you have a variety of different shows that you can be involved with and get different guests. If you want me to feature your business on my show, on one of my shows in the month of May, let me know, even April. If you want to be interviewed, I don't have any spots available to be interviewed on my Great Entrepreneur Show until July. From July to August, they're open right now. And same thing with great authors. I have no space available for now until July, August. I'm usually about 2 to 3 months ahead. So if you want to be interviewed, you think that's something you want to do into the next couple, sometime this year, get with me so you can get your slot and everything, and I'll make sure you're there. If you want me to pass out your business cards at any of my events, definitely get with me, and I'll distribute your cards at all my events that I do. I do at least two a month here in the Chicagoland area. I am going to set something up for people that with this class here. It's also May 19th. You can come out there and you can register. You can get in contact with me at 773-984-9848, 773-984-9848, or you can just hit me up at drtonygann@gmail.com, and then you can register for that, $20. You come on out there, and if you want to do VIP, it's $100. Again, with the $20 registration, you also get a $20 credit on any book in my library when you come to the event. And if you do the $100 VIP, you get a $20 credit on any book in my library. You also can choose another book out of my library, any book you want. And then you will also have dinner with me and some other people in our mastermind group, mastermind series after that meeting. This happens every month. So it's probably going to be always the second and third Sundays of every month. So I hope you got a whole lot. I know I said a whole lot. I hope you learned a whole lot here on this show. Again, keep in mind, this is a greater you show here on intellectual property, intellectualradio.com at iHeart Station. Hit the subscribe button today. Do that today. Go to Unknown Greatness, order your book. It'll be shipped out to you immediately. And keep in mind that a great you is what you've been born a great you. However, to become a greater you, that must be made by you working on yourself on a daily basis. It's been good. See you next time.